Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and we're going to be doing a video on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. We're going to be looking at the new information that is coming out here to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. We got a lot of different things here. Before we do talk about any about that, I just kind of wanted to kind of share my personal feelings, and I guess you can say about what's going on, or what happened, I guess you could say last night or this morning, depending where you are, in Manchester United. I kind of feel we should probably all be aware of it. We did get a notice here, and I will talk about that a little bit more. Probably the first thing we'll cover. So like my prayers go out to those families as well. I'm sure you guys feel the same way, but it's one of those things where it's just we can't control it. People are crazy, and yeah, I really don't know what else to say. I just hope that for those individuals who are affected by it, that our prayers help them out in any single way that they can. But where is it? Right here. So right here it is. So essentially this is what it is. So a message from the global Final Fantasy Brave Exvius team. The global Final Fantasy Brave Exvius team would like to express its deepest sympathies to all of those affected by the saddening turning of events at Miss Ariana Grande's most recent concert in Manchester, England. We wish all of those injured a speedy recovery and extended our condolences to the families of those who lost their lives in this tragic incident. So I believe that it's very important that we actually take a moment to kind of talk about that, because there's nothing else we could do other than try and think of these people to make it easier for them in their time of need. So just make sure you guys are aware of that. There was a bombing out there in England during one of which really sucks, in Ariana Grande's concert. So yeah, I'm sure by now, by the time you guys see this video, most of you have been aware. If you haven't, just so you guys are aware, right? All right, try to follow up that and try and lighten it up. I'll do my best. Essentially, there's a maintenance coming up on the 24th. And with it brings some goodies for us. But before that, I didn't even talk about this actually the other day, but before the maintenance, essentially what's happened is Final Fantasy III's The Crystal Tower event is actually reopened here. For those of you who were not able to beat it at the time, if you've beaten it at this current point, there's really no reason for you to go back into it, except the fact that they actually added, I think it should show now clearly. Let me see. Yeah, so right now, as you can see, there is 3 stars. If you came right off when the event came live, there was no 3 stars. There was just completing it, and you get the completion rewards. Now, if you complete it, you will get lapis rewards for actually beating those events. So you can actually go back. For those of you who are like myself, who's already beat it, you can try and go and beat it one more time to get your lapis, to try and get those, which I think it's like a total of like 240 or something. So if you really wanted to, go for it. But I myself have already beat this. What I might actually do is, if I do have some time over the next day or two, I might actually beat this and try and kind of strategically place it. And this is actually really good, not just for you guys, but for the ones who didn't play early on as well. It's a chance for me to create the content and actually design it in a way that it's actually going to return. As of right now, as you guys know, most of Final Fantasy, actually all of content from Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, it comes once and never comes back again. And in the last video they talked about this, said, you know what, we're going to start bringing the events back, but not like the King Mog event or whatever, but they'll give you these like story segments back, which is pretty helpful, because I think when I started, I also missed out maybe on 2 or 3, and I would really like to be able to play those as well. So I'm hoping they will return those. But overall, I can actually structure it that way in the videos, that I can put more effort into it, because they will actually come back again, and we can use those videos, not only you guys but myself as well, as reference points to be like, hey, this changed, or this is new, or this is different, or hey, why did they do this, right? We can do stuff like that. So that is there. If you guys do need some help, let me know in the comment section below. I can try and maybe create some videos maybe on the advanced, pro, and elite version to see what we can do. But the one thing I know for sure for you guys, so you understand, they've introduced a new mechanic where you can be ambushed. So essentially, as you get in a fight, and the monsters actually have the first attack. This is especially deadly in the elite version, because some of them have death. They can cast death and your characters can die, right? I mean, it's a 30% chance it procs, but still. The other thing is the appearances of the dragons is a lot lower, and the last boss, Xande, he's also a lot weaker. So most people can now kill him, which is actually pretty cool. So if you guys need to do it, that's there. All right, let's go back to the goodies here. So that was introduced. The other thing is the next part of the story is going to continue. It's going to be chapter for Garona. So chapter 6, Garona, first half. So Garona is going to be the first half here. There's going to be a lot of new things introduced here. At your own leisure, I would advise you to read this. I don't want to spoil this for you guys if you haven't gotten this far in the story, but the story is taking an interesting dip. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Anyways, so after the maintenance, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting the Cactuar Duans over the weekend, which is, if you need them, it's fantastic. The Empire of the Light and the Dark is going to be the next part of our event here. So this is a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius event, okay? This is going to be taking, I think, if I remember correctly, it's, yeah, I mean, it says it here. It's taking a part in Zoldad, just like the previous one we had. So it's going to be taken in Zoldad. It's a really nice one. I was waiting for this one as well. I was waiting for this event. It's actually sick. So as far as the rewards go, it's going to be the generic stuff that we've been getting so far. You're getting here a rare summon ticket for beating it on beginning. You're going to be getting Imperial Hand Grenades, 10 of them. They do 50,000 damage fixed, no matter what. My advice is to keep these guys for a little bit later when you really, really need them, so you can use them as throwing, because that's 50,000 damage. For defeating with advance, you're going to be getting a magic cannon. It damages one enemy. It's an accessory, I believe. Yeah, I think it's something like that. And then for pro exploration, you will get the army shield, which is actually really sick, because we're going to be getting some enemies later that will be doing lightning damage. We're going to get a lightning shield here. Defense 40, spirit 20, very solid. Lightning resistance 20. God, girl, so good. It's really, really nice. Perfect. And then for completing the elite exploration, you will get a trust mastery. I'm sorry, I didn't mention, but these are exploration events, which means there's going to be lots of other items. Sorry, I was eating, and I think I got something stuck in my teeth, and I was trying to pull it out. Pardon me. So, because it is an exploration event, you will get the other things like materia and shenanigans, and shenanigans. There'll be a lot of different things you'll be getting from it, as well as exploration collection points. That's expected. So we should be seeing something like that. We're also going to be introduced to 4 brand new characters. There's no old characters being brought into this banner, which is spot on. I believe this was the banner in the Japanese version where Tidus or Tidus or Tidus, whatever you want to call him, from Final Fantasy X, the main character, Tidus as I like to call him, was a part of this banner in the Japanese version. So he's not being released here, which means he's going to be released in the Final Fantasy X banner whenever that comes out now, because it's thrown it out of the loop. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But in the meantime, the characters we're getting here are pretty solid. So we'll talk about those in a different video, but we're going to take a quick gander at them right up here. Alright, so here we go. Featured summons. So we're going to be getting William, Grace, Abel, Abel and Jean. Alright, so our boy here, William, or Wilhelm, General is his job. His defense is the highest. He's actually a really good tank. I've been seeing people use him in the Japanese version quite a bit. I think he's a pretty good tank, even though he's going to be taken over by Warrior of Light when he becomes a 6-star, because Warrior of Light gets a AoE cover. This tank is still solid, and if you do get him, you should be very happy. I wish he didn't come out right now around the time our 1-year anniversary is just around the corner. I'd probably go arm and ham and bacon soda on this guy. 1, he looks badass. 2, he's a pretty good tank, right? His trust mastery is called Imperial Shield. He gets defense 65 and spirit 65. Very solid. If he had some resistances on there, it would be unimaginable. Unimaginable! It'd be great. So, featured ability, he gets impenetrable. Temporarily increases the chance of being targeted, and it decreases the damage taken for 3 turns. Super sick. In his kit, he gets provoke. So they're introducing some global exclusive abilities here for him, which I'm hoping are going to make him even better. Boost resistance against all status ailments and limit burst gauge fill each turn. Nice. That is really nice. Just want to know what the percentages are. If it's like 20% or something, that's going to be sick. General's Battle Cry. Boost attack and magic and limit burst gauge fill rate for all allies. Very nice. Just by looking at the abilities, they look really cool. I'm very excited about the changes that they're implementing here for Wilhelm, or as I'm going to call him, William. Alright, next one here is Grace. Grace is just like, look at this Gundam battle suit that she's wearing here. It's just insane. It looks literally like something you would probably see in like Gundam Wing. But anyways, we know that these are the Magikit suits, but it's edited or altered or whatever to fit into the story where they're doing it. Very high hit points, as you guys can see here. For him, you can see his hit points is 4,900. This is 6,200. His defense is really high, but her defense is lower. But attack is like, it's mediocre. It's not really that high. Highlighting the attack is like, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, by the way, this guy comes in at 5-star, goes to 6-star. You should know that by now. But anyways, 4-star going to 6-star here for Grace. Marketed as a attacker. Job is a magic hit soldier. Overall, like, the stats are interesting. The hit points are really, really high. That's what got my eye right off the bat when I just scrolled through it. It's very, very cool. Then for the Trust Mastery here, it's called Magic Amplifier. MP 20%, Magic 25%, Spirit 25%. This is a sick Trust Mastery. Alright? Very, very, very nice. 3 stats that go really well together. And you can mix and match them. So this could go on a, what do you call it? Caster for healing, or caster for magic dealing, or a hybrid damage dealing unit. MP is good for everyone. Magic is good for those units that are going to be hybrid or magic damage dealers. Spirit is good for anyone who wants to survive. It's solid. Featured ability here is Battle Cyborg, boost hit points by 30% and all element resistance by 15%, which is nice. Final sequence, KO caster and damage all enemies. So essentially what it is like a self-destruct button. Unlimited is randomly boost all parameters of caster or inflict berserk status on caster. I'm really interested to see how they break that apart into the English so I can kind of understand it, but overall looks like an interesting ability. Alright, now a very interesting unit that I liked in the Japanese version. So Abel comes into a 3-star, goes up to a 5-star. He's a mercenary, he's an attacker. Overall, his stats score is very, very crappy. It's just whatever. But what's very interesting about this unit is Trust Mastery. His Trust Mastery is called Bowie Knife. It gives you 82%, Jesus, Vortie, you sack of poo. Attack 82, and it enables you dual wield. Kind of like the second knife, whereas you put the second knife in and you can now dual wield, right? Bowie Knife gives you the same kind of thing. It gives you attack, which is a lot stronger than the second knife, and it enables dual wield. So if you don't have Zidane, or if you don't have Gilgamesh, or any of those things that give you dual wield, you do get Abel. Fantastic. Level it up, then you'll be able to use dual wield. But make sure that your unit can wear daggers. They have to be able to equip daggers in order to be able to equip any of the other weapons as well. Overall, I think it's a very nice weapon to have to enable units or people who don't have dual wield to be able to have the access to it. He also gets Man-Eater. He learns Barrage and deals Disturbing Knife damage 3 times and randomly poison, paralyze, put to sleep, confuse, or inflict with a disease on one enemy. Very interesting. It's a pretty cool move. I wonder what the percentages are for inflicting the different status ailments, but it's an interesting character. It's the stats are really, really poor. Alright, another interesting unit again here. We got Jean. Jean is going from 3-star to 5-star. She is a gunner. Overall stats again are meh. Her Trust Mastery is what I was been making reference to a long time ago. She's going to be the next character that gives you a very good gun. It's attack 120. It's a 2-handed weapon. Alright, so I wonder what they're gonna do here for it. I want to know more stats about this item. But like 2-handed weapon, does that mean you can only wear it 2-handed? Like there's nothing else, which means, you know, whatever. Because the cannon is 2-handed weapon, but you can dual wield it. It means nothing, right? So I'm hoping that the 2-handed weapon, what they put in there, actually means that you get a boost in damage by wearing it, like it's double-handed, like some sort of capacity. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna put here for this, for us global people, so we can actually see what that means. She also gets Man-Eater. She learns Rage, and then she learns Piercing Shot, deal partially unmitigated damage to one enemy. It's not a bad damage dealing move, but again, I think because of the limitations of her gear, if I remember correctly, she can like wear guns and daggers or something. This unit is going to be just there for her Trust Mastery. It's my personal opinion, and again, once I do see the stats when they come after the update, then we'll take a look at this more in depth. And I think that's the way I'm going to be doing these from now on, is when they announce the characters, whether they've already been implemented into the game on the global version or not, I'm going to wait till the patch comes out, and then I'll make the video off of that, kind of doing my character overview, which is like a longer video where we look at all the abilities and just kind of look at the character. Right? So in the meantime, overall the banner looks really, really good. If you're in need of a tank, you got a nice tank right here. Again, if you have Warrior of Light, I don't think you're going to need this dude at all. He's going to be, you can kind of skip him, but he's a very, very powerful tank. The next tank that's going to be behind him that I think is going to be really good is going to be Veritas of Earth. it's just my personal opinion. Like the way I would rank the tanks as they kind of appear is going to be like Cecil, which is what we have right now. Then you're going to have Warrior of Light if he was a 6-star, so he's not, so we're going to throw him off. Then it's going to be this guy, so he's technically tier 2 in my eyes. And then after him, you're looking at Veritas of Earth. And then right after Veritas of Earth, again, putting between any of these guys would be Warrior of Light, 6-star. If he's a 6-star, Warrior of Light would be first, and then I would kind of, depending what I need to do, it would be like I would put those 3 tanks literally in the second position, right up against Cecil's butt, or sorry, Warrior of Light's butt, like, because they're that good. Essentially, depending what you're trying to accomplish, right? If you're going to be taking a lot of AoE damage, you're going to be using Warrior of Light 6-star because of his AoE cover, blah blah blah. If you're looking like you need another healer, where it's like a very heal intensive thing, just need healing, then you would bring Cecil with like dual cast or something. If you're just looking to just literally have one unit just take raw reduced damage, you're looking kind of at either Wilhelm or Veritas of Earth, because that's what they do. They mitigate damage while they tank. It's really that's their job. Right, so overall really good unit. Grace here is one of those things, it's like I think it's just more of a collectible character. She's a 4-star, so over time you will get her. Her TM is definitely nice. If you do get her, farm out her TM. If I do ever get her, I will definitely farm out her TM right away because it is a solid accessory, like hands down. As far as the unit goes, I don't have any use for her personally. Maybe you might, but as of right now, until I see more of her kit, I'm not gonna say anything. I never got her in the Japanese version, so I don't know. Abel here, literally for his trust mastery. Other than that, I'm not going to do anything else. Same thing for Jean here. I would really like to get her trust mastery just to have it in case, you know, depending where guns are going to be going for the future. Overall it's pretty good. So the banner in a nutshell, not bad, but can it be skipped? Absolutely, because all of these units have coverages already. If you're going to be pulling on something, you might as well pull on Rem, because Rem is actually a pretty solid unit for those of you who don't have solid healers. Alright, thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And if there's any channels of means that you guys can support those that were affected by the tragedy out in Manchester, make sure you reach out to them and help them out. And I hope that if any of you are affected by it, by family or anything, my condolences to you guys. My prayers will be out with you guys during this time of need. So hopefully you guys share your condolences with everyone else in the community. Thank you so much for sticking around. Like I said, if you're new or old, hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. This is Vortie, and I'm out of here. Peace!
Aside.